Welcome back, everyone. Pierce from Built to Evolve, and we're going to be discussing some of the things we go over in the Operation Evolve online program and some of the concepts that I deal with a lot of athletes. Most of them being around stress, dealing with stress during competition, dealing with stress when they up level to another portion of competition, and how they perform. Okay, so essentially what's happening is within most athletes, we're training at a certain baseline. That baseline is within practice where there's not much pressure, there's no pressure of time, there may not be as much fatigue, there's no pressure of the next level of play, other players, their parents, coaches, media, anything like that. What happens when we experience those things in actual competition is our internal environment changes. Heart rate elevates, we put our own pressures on. Neurochemically, we have cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline, all of these things that are coming in and changing our environment, essentially changing the person that we're playing as. Right? So you have the athlete that practices a certain way to meet a certain demand of the task, and then an athlete that operates in a competition setting who is essentially chemically and physically different than who we practiced as. So how do we make those two one? Right? How do we really perform under stress? How do we turn the stress into fuel for performance? Right? There's ways we can train that. I first understood this concept with stress shooting within the military. Right? I can't recreate real combat with somebody shooting at me. That's just too dangerous. But what I can do is create the same internal environment. I can elevate my heart rate. I can put myself under time demands. I can try to implement visualizations that feel real to bring up certain emotions, right? All of these things that help me practice my craft under stress, under increased physical demands, under increased mental demands, with less fine motor skills and everything in between. So you can utilize this whether it's at a sales call, speaking in public, you're playing tennis, golf, football, baseball, anything in between, right? And what it is understanding and having a specific ramping up process to perform under stress. So let's just take tennis for an example. You're hitting a serve in tennis. You practice at a very calm and relaxed rate. You can perform properly. Then what we can do is jack our heart rate up a little bit. Maybe this is 10, 20 beats per minute. So you do a sprint to the net, come back, perform again. If you can maintain that, you keep going up. Maybe it's 2 sprints this time. Another bump in heart rate, and you keep doing that until you're at essentially a cardiovascular or muscular threshold of how high you can perform. And now we're training our specific skill under increased stress demands. There's a lot of other ways that you can do this. You'll also have to work in the stress mitigation techniques such as breath work, dealing with mind chatter, postural things for the nervous system, all of this stuff that we cover in the course, if anybody's interested. But these are all certain techniques where you can really up-level your performance, and I see it time and again with the athletes and people that I work with. So just think about this concept, think about how it can apply to everyday life. Right? If you're having trouble with performance or you're having trouble feeling that the way you want to feel during your training cycle or during your training regimen and getting to where you want to go, this may be something that you want to implement. So hopefully that advice helped. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to chat about. Throw it in the comments.